Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching Georgia Beer Reviews. Back at you today with another one. And guys, I think I've got a world-class beer here today. We're going to find out. Never had it, but been looking for it for a long time and finally made its way to my area. This is the Evil Twin Grand Cru. Now, Evil Twin Brewing was founded in 2010 in Denmark. Um, and it is now a very popular craft brewery, um, very famous in the United States, known for their world-class stouts in particular, but they make an entire lineup of beer. They have a great website with a lot of their beers on there, but this one and the other one that I got, the Grand Cru Cuvée, neither one of them is listed on the website. So these are like specialty stouts, I believe. Just like the Imperial Biscotti break that I had, the version that I had was the Imperial Chili Hazelnut Biscotti break, and that one was nowhere to be found on the website. So some of their beers are kind of like hidden gems. This, I believe, is going to be one of them. It is 12.5% alcohol by volume. The IBUs are not listed. This is a maple bourbon barrel aged stout and barley wine style ale blend. And it says it is brewed here in the United States. It says brewed for Evil Twin Brewing by Dorchester Brewing Company in Boston, Massachusetts. Distributed by 12% LLC, Mount Vernon, New York. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and crack into this thing and give it a pour. Let's see what we're dealing with. As you probably know, if you watch my channel at all and watch Stout Sunday or any of my reviews, you'll notice that I've really been getting into the bourbon barrel aged stouts. So I'm very, very excited about this one. Look at the pour on that. Pitch black appearance, completely opaque, can't see through it at all. Lighting is actually still relatively good here at 5 o'clock this evening. You've got about a 2-finger, super creamy beige head. I mean, look at this, is just an incredible looking stout, guys. So let's get an aroma on this. All right. You're getting some roasted barley malt. The bourbon barrel presence is definitely there. Definitely picking up on the bourbon. A little bit of the maple sweetness is coming through on the nose. Some dark chocolate. Almost a little tobacco. Like if you smell good cigar or even like a cigarette before you light it, just the smell of the tobacco. There's a little bit of that coming through on the aroma, which I cannot say I have ever really picked up tobacco notes on any beer, but I'm getting it with this one. Very interesting, very delightful, really. It smells so good, guys. I cannot even begin to do it justice with words. My descriptors are going to be lacking with this one, I think. And as you can see, the head has died down, but look at the creamy lacing that's left behind and just that thin little layer of head that is sticking around. It smells so good. So without further ado, let's get into this brew. Cheers, guys. God almighty. This is incredible. All right. There's a definite toasty, roasty component with this one right up front. Um, very roasty. Dark roasted barley malt. like really darkly toasted bread. Some of the chocolate is coming through. The bourbon barrel thing is really prominent in there. And one of the things I've noticed that with good bourbon barrel aged stouts, you get a little bit of like a berry note. And I'm getting that with this one, although it's kind of in the background with this one. The roasty, toasty notes are really up front, and the berry note is in the background more. Um, let's see, maple. Yes, a little bit. Not as sweet as the Founders CBS. Founders CBS. That one is more maple oriented than this one because and that one's also aged in maple bourbon barrels. This one, the maple is there, but it does take a backseat to that roasty, toasty note that you get right up front. Uh, and like I said, the berry is there. You can tell this is a high alcohol beer. It's 12.5%. It is a little bit boozy because it has bourbon qualities to it, but that's a great thing with this beer. It's not boozy as a high gravity lager malt liquor would be. It's boozy in the most perfect way. Um, but the alcohol is masked well. It doesn't taste alcoholic. It's just slightly boozy because of the bourbon barrel aging, and it is warming going down. Um, although not super warming, just a little bit warming going down. Like I said, you can tell that this is a boozy beer. Um, and this is definitely a sipper. You want to enjoy every little bit of this, guys. Mm. I think the thing that sets this one apart is, I mean, yes, you get the maple, you get the bourbon barrel aging notes, you get the berry. The mouthfeel is creamy and on the heavy side. It's got that nice warming effect going down. But what sets this one apart is that roasty toastiness. Roasty toastiness? The toasted bread component that you get with this one really sets it apart. It's super toasty and roasty and delightful, um, much like a Guinness, but obviously on a whole nother level. Um, and it's not to the point to where it's burnt tasting. Like with Yingling Black and Tan, the malts that they use in there are so dark. Uh, I don't know. They toast them so much that it almost has like a burnt taste to it. This one is perfectly balanced. It's really darkly toasted and super roasty, but it's not burnt. It's a beautiful beer. Um, there's light notes of vanilla, I think maybe with this one, like some vanilla sweetness on the palate. But the berry notes are coming through a little bit more on the finish the more I sip on it. Um, it is definitely more of a malt forward stout. It's not bitter at all, but it is really roasty, like I said, um, which is very enjoyable. I think the IBUs are probably 40 or 50, but because it's aged in bourbon barrels, maple bourbon barrels, the bitterness is kind of faded a little bit, but there is I feel like there's a little bit of hop character in here. I'm not just getting like the roasty notes. I'm getting a little bit of like a hop character, but it's not bitter. But it's got a little bit, just a tiny little smidge of bitterness to balance out the malt uh, forward presentation that you're getting with this. It's excellent. It's world class, guys. I've rambled on long enough. I tend to do that when I'm drinking a world class beer like this. I'm not going to give it a perfect 100 out of 100 because I think I've had a couple of stouts that I would prefer to this one for personal reasons. Nothing is wrong with this at all. And I love it, and it was well worth the $26 that I paid for the 4 pack of 16-ounce cans. I definitely think it's worth it. If you can find this beer, Buy it, try it. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, if you like stouts, if you like higher alcohol stouts, and if you like bourbon barrel aged stuff, I mean, you're gonna love this. It's world class. So I'm gonna go with a 99 out of 100. And the only reason it doesn't get a perfect score, like I said, is because there are a couple of stouts. The Goose Island Bourbon County Stout, um, the Tin Fighty Bourbon Barrel Aged, I think is slightly superior to this. And those both got perfect scores. But it's right there. It's unique. It's a little bit more roasty than the other two that I just mentioned. It's world class. I mean, 99 and 100 are world class ratings, so it's a 99. Buy it, try it. Let me know what you think. That'll do it for this beer review, guys. Just absolutely incredible beer from Evil Twin Brewing. Let me know what you guys think. And until next time, everybody, cheers.